back for another episode of you guessed it, Voices of Arda. I'm your man, Knew Better Do Better, here with my co-host, KaliCosplay. And I don't know what freaking episode this is. I've lost count. And that's a very good thing. That means we are moving and shaking and moving and doing what we do. Today we got a special guest. I'm going to let Kali introduce them as she always does because she's just like Vanna White and she just knows how to introduce people and introduce things and spin numbers and spin letters and she does what she does. She is the facilitator. Kali, take it away.
Thank you so much. Now I feel like you're saying that and I'm just going to trip over all my words and bumble my way through this,
That,
but
that is
I'm
a
gonna do my
secret hope.
best.
That's a secret hope. Let's catch you on camera, slipping up.
All right, so everybody, this week we have a very special friend of mine for sure, FJ from Finn's Forge. He does 3D printing stuff, is how I know him. And he has printed, if you've seen my TikToks recently, these amazing helms and this amazing sword that is all rainbow themed, upon special request by me, of course. And I'm beyond proud of the pieces and beyond proud of FJ. So
Yo,
FJ,
me and you got beef. Me and you got beef. I'm gonna tell you why. Before you
Okay.
even introduce yourself, me and you got beef because Callie be feeling like a superhero when she has your freaking helm on and she has a sword and she be feeling like Wonder Woman or some shit. Like it's crazy. Like, and it's your fault. They're such masterful pieces that they imbue her with some kind of sense of power and it's just amazing, man. So we really ain't got beef in real life. I'm kind of jealous. Your work is dope. Go ahead, take it away. Introduce yourself. Where can we find you? FJ from Finn's Forge.
You can find me at Finn's Forge on TikTok, Instagram. We have an Etsy store. All the items are there to view and see for everybody to get.
Oh,
But
man.
I can send some for you if you want.
Yo, listen, man. Don't play with me, man. I'll tell you, make the dragon helm of Dorloman. I was like, yo, can you make the dragon helm of Dorloman? I would be like, I would lose my mind. And I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't even wear it. I would just be like, oh.
that's what my pieces do too. They just sort of sing like a mystical little music when I look at them all the times. I don't know how you do that in your crafting, but Aule himself would be proud, I would say.
Let me know. I want to compensate you fairly for your work. So you let me know and we'll work it out. But
All right, good to
dragon
go.
helm of Dorloman or Glam Drink the Faux Hammer.
Why not both?
Don't get my hopes up. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because these would be my first pieces. Like I'm not a collector. I'm a collector of the books, but I haven't gotten any, actual like, everybody has swords behind them and stuff like that. That I'm lacking on. I got the stuff up here, the knowledge of where it came from and what it is and all that, but I ain't you know what I'm saying? I'm from the hood, I'm poor, so I don't be having none of the collectibles behind me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's get you some collectibles.
Let's make it happen, man. Let's make it happen. I appreciate you, brother, man. Everybody make sure you follow FJ.
This is why Finn's Forge is the best. I have a question for you before we proceed. What do you call a bird in a suit of armor?
It was a trick. It was a trick. I have a question. This is bullshit.
Tell me.
You call them a night owl.
A night owl.
A night owl. Yes.
That one landed kind of super flat. Wah, wah, wah.
Fine then. What do you call a candle in armor?
No, that wasn't it. That wasn't an in for a second.
A night light. Ah!
Yeah, that was good.
All right, that one was better. That one was better.
They go well together. So, for viewers, we have, and listeners, if you're just listening, like go to the YouTube and check it out. This moment right here, FJ is showing us his. So what is that?
This is a helmet from the new DC game.
What?
It's the Court of Owls helmet.
Yo, they don't even know about the
Arkham
Court of
Knights.
Owls, baby. They don't even know about that. That's fire. That is fire,
Amazing.
bro. Like,
So as soon as you said night owl, she's waving that because she's so excited about it.
Oh, so she supports like your work and your, yeah, I don't know, you How tell me about your work. I don't want to assume anything or like, yeah, give us a
What were you gonna
quick
say?
little. I was gonna call it your passions, but I don't know
It is
if
actually.
it is.
Doing designs is actually passion. Making sure people have the things they need and the things they want, especially to have the confidence to go out to conventions, parties, and everything else. It brings me such joy to see them dressed, ready, and confident in what they're doing.
Yo, that's dope, man. Yo, those when you're doing your passion, the work comes out. It shows in your work. It comes out the best. The people feel confident. Like I told you, Callie be walking around here like a superhero. Like, settle down, Callie. You're little. You're about 4 foot tall, but she feels. I'm sure she feels 8 foot tall when she has your helm on. It's beautiful. The whole design of and it fits her big head so well. How did you come up with the dimensions and the and the depth?
Well, that's because she sent me measurements.
I imagine the viewers thinking of me of this 4 foot tall person with a giant head. I don't know what you think I look like, but just keep that. That's fine. 4 foot tall with a giant head. I like that.
Isn't that one of those pops?
Actually, someone calls calls the helm or the cosplay the Jolly Rancher hat. Yeah, which I think I do kind of look a little bit like a Jolly Rancher with it on, but I
No, I
love
think you look
it.
amazing. I think you look amazing. Every
Look
time
dope.
I
Look
see a
dope.
video pop up, I'm really excited to just see it because, I mean, there's just such spirit in each video that you make.
Yeah,
So,
she really goes. She really goes in when she got the. I think she like a confidence that she doesn't know she has comes out when she has the helm on, and it's just dope, man. It's like I don't know if you've ever seen Clash of the Titans, the original Clash of the Titans. Like when he puts it on, he's like it was invisible, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's like like it's amazing, it's dope. So I really enjoy that, man. So now I'm gonna be thinking of things from antiquity to get you to make and we'll get them to the corresponding people who need them, man. Because we want to get you a lot of work, man. Make sure you're compensated. We're gonna make sure we plug in you every chance we get. Because what you're doing is amazing. As a person of color, also, it's good to see a brother doing something good with his hands. It's typically not the norm that I see across TikTok. You know what I'm saying? It's usually other things and music and things like that. But seeing a 3D printer and a forger and of my persuasion is it gives me hope for people who are scared that I don't want to be seen in that light doing that or whatever the case may have you. You among with Ebony Warrior, doing unconventional things that are not the norm for Black people. You know what I mean. You know the vibes what I'm talking about.
I do.
So it's dope, man. Like that are not seen as, but should be seen as the norm because we are amazing. Everyone is amazing at everything. Everybody should do everything at all times, and nobody should be pigeonholed into thinking, "Hey, I should only be doing this," or that won't look cool. You know what I'm saying? I very much come from that cloth with knowing about the Lord of the Rings necessarily ain't the coolest looking thing to certain groups of people, and then when you drop the knowledge and they actually listen, then they come to find out, yo, that is cool, that's dope, yo. I think it's cool now. You know what? I'm not gonna let nobody look at me sideways, and I'm gonna just do what I want to do, what I love, and I'm very proud to be in the same presence of somebody who shares that same space, man. So thank you so much, man.
Thank you. But yeah, the community is growing, it's getting bigger, which I'm really happy about. We're trying to make sure that we support all sorts of cosplayers, whether you're doing paper, foam, or 3D printing. So we have files, we have prints, we have paper, we have foam. So yeah.
That's what's up, man. What substance do you find the easiest to work with, and what substance do you find the hardest to work with?
Well, considering mostly I'm a digital sculptor, so I use ZBrush, Maya, a couple other programs, tool bags and things like that for doing some of the models. But when printing, I love printing in resin. That is like the easiest, cleanest way to get anything done. So
Okay. Nice.
it takes a long
Nice.
time, but it's worth it.
And Kelly, why don't you ask our good friend here what what do you think your favorite pieces that you've done so far?
You want me to re-ask that your question?
I
I
realized
was
in the midst of the
confused.
question that I might as well just ask it myself. So never mind. Never mind. Forget that happened.
So, same question to you, FJ.
The actually with the recent challenge for doing the dragon helmet, that was a really good complex piece, not just to get sculpted, but also to get printed. The shapes and contours and putting a giant dragon on top of a helmet was a really, really big challenge. But I think it turned out well in the end. That is like one of my favorite things.
Oh man.
I can see KnewBetta is salivating at the idea of possibly owning something like this sometime
The only thing I
soon.
got to do is measure my head.
Yeah.
I think I
That's
never did
it.
that before.
Hey, if he can make one for the Bard of Arda's head, I think he can make one for yours.
I
Because
got worried that it wouldn't fit.
that's who got the drag this version of the who requested it originally and got this version
Oh
of it
man,
that we're
I'm biting
talking
the
about.
style. He gonna be like, "Yo, KnewBetta, you biting my style. You jacking me." I'm like, I didn't, it's my joint too, man.
Oh,
Um,
it's a sweet piece though. And so I don't know if he showed me at one point, does the dragon on the top come off?
Yeah.
Or
When I shipped it to him, I shipped it to him in multiple parts. That way he could just mount the dragon when he was ready. It is huge. It is big. I mean, I couldn't even fit it on the print bed. I had to slice it into pieces and then assemble it and then get it ready for the helmet. So,
yo, as
wow.
somebody who hates touring to Rumbar, if you make me that piece, I will be touring to Rumbar as cosplay. My first cosplay, I will literally cosplay as touring to Rumbar with the black sword, and that will be my first experience cosplaying because I'm not confident in that area. Like I'm confident in all else, but like dressing up and being, you know what I mean? I ain't never did that before, so that would be like a new step, and that would give me the confidence to do that, man. You know what I'm saying?
all
So
right, let's get it
I'm
done.
sure Callie will tell you. They be
This is
asking
the
me all the
first
time.
time you have ever said that you would
Yeah,
cosplay.
I
I'm
refuse
excited
them all
now.
the time.
Wow. All right. Let's make it happen, gentlemen. This is amazing. I'm excited. I'm excited now. So you do different armor styles, FJ. So I don't know, do you want to tell us a little bit about how you conceptualize them? For our listeners, he does, if you check out, I think probably the Etsy is the best place to really see his pieces and all of the things that I'm talking about throughout this. You do sort of a style from Lothlorien, or a style from Rivendell, one from Mirkwood. I don't know if you do anything dwarven, or if that's a yet thing, but
Nope, it's there.
it is there. All right, all right. So yeah, what can you tell us about that process and also, with the show just having aired and the finale was sadly this past week, but I'm sure it'll live on in the rewatches for the next year or so to come. But when you're watching the movies, when you're watching something like a new show, like Rings of Power, as someone who is probably looking at all of these styles differently, as someone who reproduces them, um, how does that work for you? Like what goes on in your brain?
It's hard. It's hard. It takes me about 3 watches to get through an episode. Because the first time I watch, I absorb the story. The second time I watch, I have to pause it at different moments to see things and how they work, how they function, how they're flowing on the actors that are walking in them. And then I have to watch yet again to see how, if maybe there's a detail or something that I really want to add and how I can add just like a slight bit of different style to it. So for me, I have to look at it and it has to feel organic when I put it to paper. And then from paper, it's digital sculpting.
So you do
That's
start
interesting.
with a paper sketch then.
Absolutely. I've
Cool.
done panels at conventions where basically, I take 2 days and I will have people come into the panel, we'll talk about their ideas, we'll put it to paper. And then basically by the time that they leave after the second panel, they know how to make something digital very simply in order to pull off their next piece or part of their cosplay.
That's awesome, man.
Wow.
That's awesome. I feel like they should make like a competition show, like sort of like Forged in Fire, but with like 3D printing, like, you know what I'm saying? Break it up
Oh,
into
that would take
days.
too long.
Yeah,
It's getting
man,
better
they,
with
they can
resin
figure it
printing,
out.
but
They
yeah,
can,
that would be amazing.
yeah, they can figure it out. I'm sure they can do it. It would take multiple days, but you know, it's a show. You know, edit it,
It would be
put it
great. I
together.
love Forged in Fire.
Yeah, I love that show too, man. That show, I can watch it. My son is actually really into it too, which is really cool and everything like that. So seeing stuff like that, just seeing things get made and seeing the hands that make them is just it's something about it that just you know, it's just really like satisfying. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is. It really is.
It's really satisfying. So um somebody who as somebody who writes and stuff, I you know, I create that way. You know, I know I'm really satisfied when I'm like I finish writing, you know, some lyrics and I'm like, yeah, so I can only imagine a physical thing, you know, a physical creating something, and especially for somebody else too. Like, it's got to be dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of an unconventional piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, everybody's probably like, oh, make a dragon helm, make Darsil, make this, make that. Has anybody ever told you to make Nymphalis,
No,
the giant pearl?
right.
Tell
Hmm.
us more about that, KnewBetta, for our listeners and everybody. What is Nymphalos and what?
So Nymphalis was a giant pearl that was given uh, to King Thingol by Círdan. So Círdan was the leader of the Thalathrum. These are the Sindar elves or the Teleri elves that lived by the westernmost shore in Beleriand. And because they were seagoers and seafarers, you know, they were the, you know, Círdan the shipwright. They were the shipbuilders. They were taught, you know, shipbuilding and stuff by Arse and they were by the ocean, so they would gather these great pearls. And Nymphalis was said to be the size of a dove's egg. That's how big it was. And you know, they would pay tribute and stuff to King Thingol, who let them have these lands and let them dwell there, you know. And Thingol ended up giving Nymphalis to the uh, dwarves. And the dwarves of Belagast actually got Nymphalis as a gift, the Lord of Belagast, and he worshipped it over all else, you know, because it was so beautiful and it was so rare for the dwarves who hated the sea. They feared the sea. They didn't like the sea. They stayed away from it. So getting something from the sea that beautiful and that wonderful was and so rare for them that they worshipped it above all else. You know, besides probably the Nauglamir, of course. So that's what Nymphalis was. It was first given to Thingol, and then Thingol regifted it, gave it to the dwarves of Belagast.
So we are, so I, yeah, we're matching stories to pieces right now. So that is a lot of fun. FJ, is that something that sounds interesting to you? Like,
It does. I'm thinking of how to get it to have certain colors. I'm thinking about the size. Yeah.
I could
I'm,
see
I'm,
the wheels turning like as KnewBetta was talking, and I'm like, oh.
it's a cool piece. A lesser known piece. You know what I'm saying? It could be it you know it could just be sitting there and like wow, a pearl the size of a dove's egg. Like wow, that's a big pearl. Like you know, and you can the colors. I could just see the sea colors radiating off of it. You know how furnished you could make it. It would be actually really dope. And me thinking of the treasures of Middle Earth, like, you know, automatically Arkenstone comes to mind. I'm sure somebody's asked for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if somebody asked for a 3D printed model of the Silmarils or the Nauglamir, but these are more common known things. But Nymphalis is a bit obscure in the lore. So I think that would be really cool. It would, you know, and it would give you some artistry there too, as far as like painting it the different colors. The pearls are like really shiny and they reflected different colors and everything. So I think that would like really be a awesome. I wouldn't say challenge because you were too skilled for a challenge, but give you some work.
See, I'm just trying to think of use of mica powders in order to get like a glittering rainbow effect with the white behind
A
it.
rainbow sheen on it, right?
Right.
Like, see, we got to put our minds together more often like this, man.
See?
That's what I love about talking with FJ is it's sort of like anything that you can dream of. He can try to make. He's like, and usually I don't think you've not been able to make anything yet. So I throw it as soon as I saw Mediel's sunburst helm. I was just like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I
Wow.
was like, is that something you could do? And he's like, yeah, for sure, I could do that. I was like,
man,
really?
I'm excited. I want to see that.
Yeah, it's pretty right now.
That's amazing. I love that. I always talk about that too. And I was just speaking with her last weekend, and I was like, "Yo, your helmet is so fierce." Like,
Right?
and she was like, "Yo, feel like a queen in that thing." Like, and I'm like, "Yo, you look dope in that." You know what I'm saying? Like having a conversation with her this close. You know what I'm saying? And she's so regal in real life. Like you really get the sense. Like, yeah, they chose the right person to play the queen. And her acting in the show was amazing. I want to recall that last scene of her, hugging Elendil and them arriving in Numenor, and she was just, just determined. Hey, I'm not going to let this blindness affect me. I'm the queen regent, and I'm gonna stand firm, and we're gonna hold fast to our beliefs, which Elendil did as well, even after losing his son. Losing his son. So he's like, nah, I'm one of the faithful, and this is what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to remain faithful. So that was a powerful scene. And, just it was powerful being able to talk to her, and it was awesome. And then I was just like, yo, that is like the personification of power, that helmet, because it just looks you can't talk shit to somebody in that helmet. You literally you can't do it. Like, excuse me, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? So you just putting the pieces together. I was actually thinking, see, now I'm getting all these ideas because I was like looking for like cosplays for people, and I was like, if I was to go somewhere with somebody and I was to cosplay, what would I want somebody dressed up as with me or whatever? And one of my favorite movies is Big Trouble in Little China. Now we're talking about Muriel's helmet, and I was thinking about the helmets that they wear, not the helmets, but the headdresses they wear when,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Brides.
Yeah, the brides, fire. Like, Callie has not seen Big Trouble in Little China. First of all, let's talk about that for a second. Callie has not seen Big Trouble in Little China, my G.
Why haven't you seen Big Trouble in Little China?
I am severely lacking in any kind of movie education.
She's
from
lacking.
Growing up.
A movie game is whack, bro. And I'm trying to tell her she doesn't know about old Jack Burton.
You know what Jack always says?
It's all
I don't know what Jack always says.
You know what old Jack Burton says at a time like this? Never drive faster than you can see. Besides that, it's all in the reflexes.
You have to see it. It's a good movie.
Yo, it's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Like, I don't know if people understand how great the movie is. Like, if you're an American, you got to understand how American Jack Burton is, and the stupidity of how American he is in place of the situation he's in. And it's hilarious, and it's amazing. Like, it's amazing. He tries to American his way through a crazy situation, and it's so great to watch because he doesn't know what's going on. He just is like, but he's just like, whatever. I'm gonna just do. It is what it is, and it's like, I love you. And the way he acts, he's like, I don't know what's going on. I want my truck back, but he just rolls with the punches. And it's so funny, yo. It's so funny. It is amazing. And he tries the tough guy his way, just like the 80s. It's like one of the personifications of the 80s movies. Like he is like a 80s tough guy that is really trying. He has no clue what he's got himself into, but he's like, fuck it, I'm committed now. I'm gonna just go through with it. And he has that tough guy persona. And it's like, you know what? It's all in the reflexes. When you watch it, Callie, first of all, the costuming, amazing.
Ooh,
It is.
okay.
It is.
It's spectacular.
It's
Oh,
spectacular. I saw a cosplay when I went to San Diego Comic-Con of damn, his name is escaping me right now. Yeah, what's the bad guy's name?
Oh, now that you said it, I just blanked.
Yo, I'm because I don't know why. Probably because we're live right now on this podcast. It's escaping me. Any other time I know his name, I know that whole movie backward and forward, and I know Egg is the good guy.
Right. And then you have the winds,
and
the different winds.
you know, you got the Wing Chun, and they're led by Lo Pan.
Lopan, that's a bad guy.
David Lopan outfit. I saw a Lopan. I saw
Wait,
a
which
dude
outfit?
cosplaying.
The big
Like Lopan.
outfit or the one when he's in a wheelchair?
No, the big one. And I lost it. I was like, yo, I took a picture with him. I was mad hype. I was like, yo, this is everything to me. Like, you don't understand. First of all, I was like, I seen Bruce Leroy in the past, in the just New York Comic Con, lost my mind. Like those movies, like grew up with them, watching them. Like we would watch them back to back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it would be crazy. Last Dragon.
Last Dragon was amazing.
Last Dragon was amazing. I met Bruce Leroy. I lost my mind. Then, you know what I'm saying? Big Trouble in Little China. It's like certain movies. Like if I met the actors from the Goonies, if I met Data, I would lose my mind. That's my guy. Like these things are like staples in our life that we grew up like wanting to be, you know what I mean? Like I remember the fight so vividly between Wang and Rain. And when they would jump, and it was like,
yeah, the flying sword fight.
That fight
that was fire.
bananas when I was a kid. And you know how it's going to end, but every time you watch it, it's so invested. So I know we went way off track just there, but those things like that would be interesting. That the headdress of the brides, the green-eyed Callie, they both have green eyes. You got to appease the god of the East, Jing Dai, I think his name is, and they have to appease him. Well, Lopan has to appease him so he can be a flesh again. Callie's like, I don't know what's happening.
They're like, what part of Lord of the Rings here are we? I don't know if I missed this section or. But
right now,
that's
it's big trouble. Big trouble.
Big trouble. Oh yeah, no, that's super cool though, and I love that. Like KnewBetta, that you're already looking at things like costumes, and see, you already have a little bit of a cosplayer's eye there. You
don't get carried away. Let's not get carried away.
See, I was wondering if this was going to go in a direction of a little bit of a crossplay.
Yeah. Nah, I ain't doing that. But hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. I did that before, actually, like for Halloween.
Hey, if you need a headdress, I'll make you a headdress.
Hey, man.
It sounds like he wants to have a sidekick with a headdress.
Yeah, man. Somebody could dress up as Wang. I could be Jack. We could do a whole bunch of different things, man.
See, there you go.
It will come out no more. What will come out no more? Jack. That movie's funny, son.
I did not know that this was going to be the conversation to start getting KnewBetta into cosplay. Thank you so much, FJ. This is the gift. This is going to be my gift for the evening. This is great.
And she's running with it.
I've never seen him so excited about all this stuff. That's amazing. But that's kind of like the magic of what you do. And like, I don't know, I call it magic. I think it's like, because I don't do anything anywhere near as creative. Like I couldn't even get a concept on paper, and then you say you put it onto a computer program. So you also have to know how to have to manipulate the computer program, right, to get it to do what you want.
With ZBrush, it's very intuitive. It's mostly for organic sculptures, and that's the difference. A lot of people will try Fusion 360 or Blender for their first attempt, and then they won't pick it back up because it's a lot more difficult because it's hard parts. It doesn't feel right. It's more learning and more shortcuts than just moving the mouse and making some shapes. So if you're going to pick up stuff, I would suggest Scope Plus if you're using Android, Nomad if you're using Apple. Nomad Sculpt is amazing. It's a bridge between Blender and ZBrush, and ZBrush has a monthly thing going on right now for like $10 a month. But digital sculpting is a lot of fun.
I
Right.
wouldn't even know where to
Mhm.
be, like I see, like, you send me the pictures and the videos that well, I sound a little stupid now, but the videos that move. You know what I'm talking about.
Right, renders,
the
yeah.
videos, they do like a 3D sort of rotating render of what you intend to print, and I just look at them and I think they're amazing, and I don't know how you do it. I don't know. There's some, but one day maybe I could like visit you, maybe, and I could I'm so curious about how this happens. Like,
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But one thing I was excited about when you suggested doing Tarmuriel stuff was her armor. Because recently in the 3D community, we made strides as far as doing a flexible 3D resin. And I am working hard to pull off those shapes and print her armor in a flexible resin that people could wear.
Yo, we're at the cutting edge, man. We are at the forefront of a new frontier with 3D printing, apparently. So I don't know about the 3D printing world, but it feels like that way with what this man just said. So
It is.
remember, you heard
My
it here
friend
first.
Akuma Mods. My friend Akuma Mods, he's already doing flexible resin that for chainmail.
Nice. That's what's up, man. What is your favorite out of let's say, and you can go, it could be without any work that you know from Lord of the Rings. What would you say your favorite armor design is?
Mirkwood.
Which one you said?
Mirkwood.
Mirkwood?
Yeah.
that was a fast
Mirkwood.
answer. What about it?
Fast since he ain't even bat an eyelash.
Yeah.
Just basically the shape, the structure, just like the lore of Mirkwood to begin with, and the fact that the elves are still, fighting not only the elements themselves but also surviving there.
Nice. So like these see, like when I'm talking to you and you say design of Mirkwood, it like brings up a whole aspect of, sometimes you can just be so focused on the lore, you're not even thinking about the aesthetics and the actual functionality of the armor that they would need and things like that. And now when I'm thinking back to the Hobbit movie, and I'm thinking back to other Hobbit movies, and I'm thinking about the different areas and the different armors that each city or place or realm has. And I just thought about Ecthelion and his spiked helmet. Have you seen?
No.
So Ecthelion was the captain of Gondolin. He was the lord of the fountain, and he was the warden of the great gate of Gondolin. And he is the elf that kills Gothmog, the high captain of Angband. So Gothmog was the lord of the Balrogs. So he's the thing that you see Gandalf fight on the bridge. Had a lord that was crazy stronger than him. Like he was second only to Sauron. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was Morgoth, Sauron, then Gothmog. So Gothmog was a big deal, big, strong, carried an axe, and nobody could beat him. He killed Fëanor, he killed Fingon, very big, powerful elves like that are a big deal. And when Gondolin got destroyed, Ecthelion and Gothmog fought to the death. And Ecthelion like literally charges Gothmog, and with the spike of his helmet, stabs him in the chest, and they fall into the fountain, and they both die. But like, it's amazing. But Ecthelion is like a beautiful, so pristine elf with silver overlaid on his armor, and he has a beautiful spike helmet. I'm going to send it to you. A spiked helmet with like a diamond at the top, It's amazing. I think you would fall in love with it. I think you might change from Mirkwood elves to the elves of Gondolin. And you might be
Okay.
like, yo, listen, this is my new joint. New better showed me this. Now this is what nah, I'm just kidding. But I think you would be interested in, and I think you might just, you might just be like, you know what? This is something where my imagination can run wild, and I can say, oh, how am I going to do this diamond on this jewel on the top of this spike of this helmet? How am I going to do the spike of this helmet? Like when you see how regal and dope Ecthelion is, he plays the flute, but he's the best fighter out of like mostly all the elves. I think like maybe two elves are stronger than him. Like he's ridiculous at fighting. It said that he killed more orcs than any other of the elves combined. He killed more orcs than all the other elves combined together. He killed that many orcs when he was in fighting, like in Gondor. So he is a problem.
This is pretty cool. I came in here sort of expecting just to talk like armor and swords and armor and swords, but like we've talked about jewelry and gems and stones like a bit more than I expected to. Is that something that you've worked on a lot, FJ?
Yes, actually. Doing different stones and pieces. Recently we did copies for the Sandman stones, the Morpheus stones for Sandman.
Oh my gosh.
One is like a ruby, the other is a ruby inlaid inside a gold amulet. We also did the Bloodstone for Werewolf by Night, which
Haven't
was
seen it
recent
yet.
thing showed on Marvel, Disney. So yeah, we've done different stonework and everything else like that as far as gems and everything else, tiaras for the wife and things. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Lucky.
But that helmet sounds epic. I really want to see this to see what I can do. But part of the thing that I love with Mirkwood is if you actually look at some of the pieces, some pieces look like they came from trees. Some pieces look like they came from acorns. Some pieces look like they came from spiders. And
Yeah.
it's the fact that it's all something that's part of nature that looks like it's been compiled into armor. That's one of the things that I like about the Mirkwood set.
Yeah, and the Mirkwood elves are Sylvan elves that they very much use nature around them and in their environment. So that's dope. I love that you take what you know of the lore and you encapsulate it all into the projects, man. One incentive for the Gondolin piece is it is thought that Ecthelion wielded Orcus the Goblin Cleaver. So it's thought that that was his sword. So just a little incentive. You can make the helmet and the sword Orcus. So
Orcrist, do you want to tell us for to keep up our reputation as being a Lord of the Rings lore podcast? Tell us about Orcrist.
all right, so in Gondolin, we have three major swords well, there's more than three, but the main three swords that we know from The Hobbit are Glamdring the Foehammer, Orcus the Goblin Cleaver, and Sting. So Glamdring is found by Gandalf, and Orcus is found by Thorin. Actually, well, they're all found together, but they're wielded by Gandalf wields Glamdring. Orcus is wielded by Thorin, and we all know that Bilbo Baggins gets Sting and then passes it on to Frodo. So the King of Gondolin original sword is Glamdring, the Foehammer, and its mate is Orcus. So it is thought that because it's so feared, and it was the High Captain is somebody who would wield that sword possibly, and Ecthelion is that person, and it's so feared that the person wielding it is thought to have been Ecthelion. So it glows blue just like Sting and Glamdring when orcs are near, and its name means Goblin Cleaver. Like Orcrist means Goblin Cleaver, and I think that's one of the dopest things because we know that Angrist is Iron Cleaver, and that is the knife that cut the Silmaril from the Iron Throne of Morgoth. So that's a little etymology name thing that we got going on there. So now you know about Orcrist. And we all just say, yeah, Excelion definitely wielded it, or Chris. I'm gonna say that. So he
Well,
has
let's make it happen. Now we got a cosplay for you.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send you these pictures of Excelion, and you're gonna be like, wow, that dude looks fierce.
If he's not
And he has a
already
flute,
looking
too.
at a picture of him right now.
I'm
Yeah, he's
not.
looking, and he has a
I'm
he
not.
has a flute.
And he
He
has a
always has his
flute.
flute. He's like a master flute player. Excelion is one of my favorite elves.
Well, I
Yeah.
think we do have a cosplay idea coming up here.
Yeah.
And it's
So, Callie, do you have a favorite elf?
do I have a favorite elf? Wow, I feel very stumped on that question. For some
Callie stumped on favorite.
favorite, like a favorite elf. I don't know. I mean,
My favorite is Finn
Luthien,
Goldfish.
I don't know if that really counts because, you know,
She's part Maya. No, she counts as an elf.
she counts as an elf. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about I was funny enough last night just thinking about getting a cosplay for Luthien together. So we're all in that cosplay mode. This is awesome. This is amazing. This makes me so happy, guys. Glowing blade. Yeah, glowing blades. Why did that came out very strangely? But is that something that can be done also for UFG? How would that
Limitedly,
work?
yes, limitedly. Well,
Limitedly.
see, a while ago I used to make lightsabers. Polycarbonate tubing is an amazing thing, and it lights up really well. But also with vacuum forming, we have a couple of swords that we've vacuum formed, and we've put LEDs inside so that we can get a glowing effect with them.
Wow. Yo, is there anything that you can't do? I'm gonna take that as a no.
Like
There's a
I
lot I
said,
can't do, but you know, my wife is right there. No, just
Yo, the fear, right? Like, yo, the fear. Yo, my wife be looking at me sometimes, and I'll be like, just shut up, just be quiet.
right.
You know the vibes. You know the vibes. We gotta get that partners episode. We're gonna do a partners episode. We're gonna have our significant others on the podcast with us. So gotta do that.
yeah.
She's a lot
That
of
should
fun.
be interesting. You'll hear me talk a lot less. When the episode-
I'm looking forward to that a lot. It's always very interesting to see how our partners, I know that we touched on it earlier in this episode, but how our partners support us and, you know, and our passion for Lord of the Rings. They're very
Yeah.
patient.
Even when they don't see
Probably,
sense in
right?
what we're doing, they're just like, keep going.
Yes, you love it though. Keep going. Yeah, you know, that's the attitude. Yeah.
That is the attitude to have. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Another I can talk about Hathafang, which is a sword that FJ 3D printed for me in rainbow also. So it's double amazing. For those who might not know, Hathafang is it was invented by Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. So it's not something that you're going to see or read about in the books, but I think it was an amazing and extremely worthy addition to the universe. So you see it being wielded by Arwen when she's rescuing Frodo from the ring wraiths, and very notably, she holds it up when she's telling them to basically fuck off. You know, that sums up that scene. But yeah, so I have now a version of it in rainbow, which is so amazing. But like I love the piece so much, FJ. Thank you, firstly. And secondly, you have like anything interesting to tell me about it, how it came to be created? I know it came in pieces. So that must mean that 3D printers don't come in like sword length boxes. I don't know.
Well, idea makers and oh, I can't think of the brand right now that makes it, but there are belt printers that allow you to print full-size swords, because instead of printing on a z-axis going up, they have an infinite z that goes horizontal, so they can actually print full-length swords. I hate to say this, but Canadian Post is messed up, so doing bigger boxes for you is extremely costly.
I'll
But
come to
Callie,
I'll get an American postal box. I'll go to the States and pick up my mail.
that's fine. But yeah, we can totally do a entire sword for you, but for that I don't have that printer. I'd have to have one of my friends print it for you.
That's cool though. But I mean, I love the one I have. I'm
In
I'm
fact,
staring at it right now, and it
in
makes
fact, I
me
thought Joshua should have
so
emailed
happy.
you by now, because both he and Echo were working on separate swords for you. So I'll
Oh,
have to follow up with them and see what's going on.
Callie, you tricky, you sneaky. Ooh, Callie,
yeah.
can you do us the honor of getting your helm and your sword and showing it off?
I will. I will. Okay, I'll mute myself here because I'm gonna do some moving around of stuff. So, you guys talk amongst yourselves, and I will be right back.
All right. Do 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 do. Now I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Dragon Helmet doing Loman, Nymphalus. We got some projects for you, man. Got some projects for you. So Ecthelion, I can't wait to show you Ecthelion. It's gonna be real sick.
Yeah, I'll get on that today.
Yeah, man, that shit is so dope, man. I love Ecthelion's aesthetic, just is dope. And I love the Elves of Mirkwood as well. So now you got me really going back thinking like, and I'm gonna really like really go back and really like critique and look at the armor they have and wonder and marvel at it. I'm glad we had this conversation because it's
So
something
am
I
I.
can appreciate. Go back and appreciate it. Like, oh shit, man, these dudes is getting popping. In the Battle of the Five Armies, they did their due diligence, man. I'm somebody who from the Hobbit who's like not on the Elven King side because I feel like he kind of was an opportunist, but that's him, not the elves. They're just
Right.
listening to him. So you know, but he comes around at the end. Thranduil comes around at the end. He lays Orcris that on Thorn in under the mountain. I think it's dope. He gives him back his sword.
In his armor, I am working on his armor, and I am trying hard because he has such an epic suit of armor that I'm trying to get it just right,
Yeah.
because I'm doing some tweaks so I can get it to Wizard Way Chris.
Oh, okay, okay. Have you? And I know you've seen Dane's armor, Dane or Dine, whichever one, and he has some interesting armor as well.
He does.
In that Maddox he wields it, that hammer that is crazy. So, you should 3D print the board that he rides.
If I had one big enough, I would.
Make a lawn ornament of it.
All right,
Oh,
Kelly. I see you have the goods.
I
Fill 'em.
do. So listeners, if there was ever an episode to actually go and check out on the YouTube, this would be it. We are showing off our amazing things from Finn's Forge here. So this is my rainbow Hathafang. And if you see, like, it's hard with the light. There we go. There's just like all the details in the Elvish writing and everything on the blade. And it's awesome because there's no way that TikTok can possibly mistake this for a real weapon, so I don't get in trouble. I can swing it around all I want, and I won't get any violations. So, but it just looks cool, and I'm beaming from ear to ear just holding it right now. And I don't want to put it down, but I will just so I can show you the helm. So I have to take my headphones off for this, so don't be talking smack about me while I can't hear you.
Kelly is the worst.
She's amazing. She really is. But don't tell her I said that.
Will not. I will not. Let's see. The big
Look at that
reveal.
smile. See that smile. See, that's what it's all
Literally
about.
cannot hear anything. Don't know if anyone else is talking, but
Yo,
here I am wearing
amazing.
the amazing helm, and it fits so well. It's like really amazingly comfy, and I never want to take it off. But
See,
sometimes
this
I
is the
have
point.
to. But yeah, I just wear it around sometimes. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So thank
she be
you.
having this- that is amazing. You don't even have hat hair. Look at that. Hurry up and put the headphones on so you can hear us talk as Mac.
Yeah, now I'm back.
I said you didn't even have hat hair. Look at that.
Oh yeah, well yeah. So I mean that happens now. So viewers are just gonna have to deal with that for the rest of the episode.
But the moment you put on that helmet, the radiance and everything and the smile on your face, that's exactly what it's all about. And see,
Yeah,
it's not just me. There's other people in the TikTok community that are doing 3D printing and modeling and stuff like that. And this is our goal, to bring other people joy. So
it does.
Man.
So yeah, you can see just how much joy that I get from it. So
yeah, your cheeks are going to start to hurt soon.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, man. When I tell you, like that, like just seeing that, like gives me the confidence to cosplay, and it bring me joy to have the conversations, because I see your mind, the wheels in your mind turning when we're talking about things, and you're like automatically getting ideas. That brings me joy, and it's bringing you joy. It's like, man, it's just a wonderful circle, not a vicious circle, a great circle, and it's awesome, man. So I love the fact that you are doing what you're doing. I'm thankful, very thankful that you came on and to talk about your passion and your projects and your craft with us. Thank you so much. We are honored to have you. We appreciate you.
I'm honored
doing
to
what
be
you're
here.
doing, man, because it's amazing, man. So keep doing what you're doing. Now, I'm not sure if Callie has any more questions, but I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Sure.
Callie, you got any more questions before we get into that?
I do not. I am ready for your question for the guest.
All right. So in your wealth of Lord of the Rings knowledge, I'll let you pick any character out of any part of Lord of the Rings that you want, but I got 3 questions for you. So first, if out of any race, anything in Lord of the Rings, you could pick whoever you want, who would you marry? Who would you have protect you? And who would you fight?
Wow.
See, it's hard when someone asks you for something like your favorite elf and you're like, oh, and then your brain just explodes. But
Yeah, but see, we're talking about anybody through Lord of the Rings. So,
Right.
that's epic. I mean, and so you don't want to pick somebody that's already been killed because they died.
Come on, man. You can pick
So,
whoever you want, man. They alive. A lot of people is dope that's dead.
wow. Who would I pick to protect me? I'll pick the Balrog to protect me.
Okay. That's actually
That's a
dope
solid answer.
right there.
First time.
Very, very solid, very unconventional. Most people go for a good guy. I like that. I like that. That's something I would do. I like that. Right. Okay. So
Well, look at who
protect
the
you.
Balrog has fought. He still was able to stick around for a little bit. So,
Yeah. For days. They fought for days.
right?
That's tough right there. Okay, protect you.
So who would I marry? I don't know. Rings of Power just has a hold on me right now. So I'd probably marry Tarmiriel.
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't get that vision of her out of my head right now.
Don't tell my wife, but she is bad, bro. She is
Right?
bad. She is bad.
I
Who
see
would I
you looking
kill?
off camera with fear, man.
Yeah.
And who would I kill? I don't know.
Yeah, you don't gotta kill him. You just want to fight him, like somebody you just want to
gotta
fight.
I don't know. I can't pick somebody I'd want to fight.
There's somebody. There's somebody.
No, because I'm thinking about it. If I pick a wizard, I'm not even gonna get close, even with the Balrog. That's gonna be hard. If I pick an elf, just for some street cred, I'll take Legolas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right there. Ooh. Okay.
You didn't say I had to win, so
No, no, yeah. This is imaginary fights only. So
That's what's up, man. So we got Muriel for the marriage, we got Belrog
yeah.
for the protection, and we're taking down Legolas. We giving him the ones. That's what's up, man. Actually, that is a wonderful list, man. Thank you so much for your insight with that, man. Um, I like it. I like it. Callie is going to hit us with some words of wisdom. She's going to leave us with her thoughts and going to praise you a little more, and then you're gonna like tell us where we can find you, all your information, so everybody can get something 3D printed. Somebody can get some of your beautiful work, and the clientele can just grow, and you can just grow, and we can all just be happy cosplayers. We can all cosplay at all times. We can just not wear regular clothes. I will literally walk out the house with the Witch King of Angmar's helmet on. Hint, hint. My favorite character. Hint, hint.
Oh my goodness. I feel like we will have to meet after we finish recording to make a list, our wish list together for you,
I was thinking about
FJ.
it because I was
Okay.
like, well, I was like, Arda already has the dragon helm, so what would I want most? The Witch King Angmar's helmet.
You would. You definitely would. Yeah. All right. So FJ, for your awareness, I always finish our episodes with sort of little self-care tips. And today I have 8 ways to practice self-care when crafting. So the first one is to be patient. Number 2, take breaks. Number 3, start again. Number 4, relax. Number 5, set the mood. Number 6, ask for help. Number 7, break the rules. And number 8, challenge yourself. So if any of those ever resonate with you as someone who does crafting, FJ, please feel free to avail yourself to these self-care tips. And so before we go, can you give us one more time and in great detail, spare nothing, about where everyone can find you, projects that you're maybe working on now that you want to shout out about, anyone that you want to shout out about, the floor is yours.
Okay, so you can find me on TikTok at FinsForge, same for Instagram, Twitter, and of course Etsy and Cults, all FinsForge. For my current project, I'm working on something that I can't say until I release it, which I'm really excited about. But there'll be posts soon, I promise. Updates and posts.
Ooh, I love
Awesome, man.
surprises. That's exciting.
Man, this has been so fun, man. I've really had a good time talking to you, brother. Man, I'm proud of the accomplishments you and all the stuff you got going on, and I'm jealous of everybody who's had something except for me. So we got to get something in the works.
We'll fix that. We'll
And
fix
I'm going
that.
to cosplay. I'm going to make it happen. Yeah, I'm determined.
Ah! Yay!
Give me those
All right.
measurements. I'm
You heard
excited
it
to see what
first
you're
here,
gonna be.
everybody. KnewBetta's gonna cosplay.
When he gets the measurements, he's gonna be like, "Wow, this guy's little."
I've already seen the pictures, man. You look good in that white suit.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, this is dope, man. Really appreciate you coming on, man. Man, so guys, thank you once again for joining us at Voices of Arda episode. God knows which episode this is, but I'm sure Callie will correct me in
Episode
the next one and
17.
be like, boom, episode 17. We at
Episode
episode 17. Look at how far we've gone, how much we've grown. We got to make sure we continue to grow the platform. We are doing big things. We want more and more guests. So if you want to be a guest on Voices of Arda and you want to talk to me and Callie, then all you got to do is just hit us up on either one of our socials anywhere. You can email Voices of Arda. You can email me or Callie respectively, and definitely you can leave a comment on our TikTok. We'll see it. We are very active in our inboxes and all that stuff. So let us know. We will fit you in. We have some people who've been waiting to get on the show. Don't worry. We will get you in as soon as we possibly can, and we can have you just shining is talking about Lord of the Rings and your perspective field that you like or whatever it is that you do. We will incorporate it and we will make it a thing. We will make it a wonderful thing, and we will embrace you and show you all the good love and good feedback. So let's do that. It's all about positivity here, And I had a great episode. I'm smiling from ear to ear like Callie with her helmet on. So let's go. That is all we got for episode 17 of Voices of Arda. We will see you next time. Peace.
Thanks, everyone.